Hey YouTube. So today is May 18th and it's not really warm out. I have my sort of jacket on. Um, it's around 52, I guess. It's not bad. Once I start to do work, I'll take my jacket off. I had cut this stuff yesterday. What I wanted to talk about here is I'm not going to cut on the sawmill today, but because I want to finish making this. But if you see, this is white pine that I had cut last year, or 2 years ago. These are 2x12 that I cut. And I had a bigger stack of them. I just brought them over here and set them here with the backhoe so that I could do the cutting I needed to do. So anyway, what's going on here is I'm cutting I'm building a deer stand for a guy. It's going to be 7 foot high. Just a rough sketch here I made of it. This is all that he's wanting. 6 foot square, 7 foot high with a peaked roof on it. So I started to cut the boards up and everything, and these are the top plates, the window parts. The floor joists are right there, 2x6 floor joists, and then these are the studs. The way I'm going to make it is I'm just going to build one wall 8 foot high, and that'll only leave a 12-inch or less gap between the top of the wall at any point, because the rest of it's 7 foot high, and then we'll just be able to put 2x4s for the roof. Because it's only 6 foot, 2x4s will span that. A 2x4 in framing lumber can span about 9 foot 6 inches. But well, actually no, that's a 2x6. A 2x4 can probably span about 7 feet easily. So spanning 6 foot's not a problem. And besides that, I have full-size 2x4s here. You can see they're not the regular, I don't know if you can tell from the picture, but the 2x4s are full size. So that's a 2x4 there. These are the 2x6s here. These are pieces left over from cutting the 6 foot joist that I need. So anyway, what I'm going to do here in a couple minutes is I'm going to start with getting my air compressor turned on and the hoses out here. And I had picked up a box of nails yesterday. I don't know if you guys have bought nails recently. Now I don't build houses anymore, but holy mackerel, for one box of nails, $88 at Lowe's. I could hardly believe it. I mean, I used to pay 22 bucks for a box of nails in the day, but $88 for that box of 2,500 nails. So I could have bought a smaller pack. The problem with that is, you never know what you're going to be doing. So I figured I'd buy a box of them, then I'd have them for whatever. So that's what I'm doing here today. I also brought a bunch of saws in to clean up and get going good. I want to put new filters and stuff in them and make sure they're good. So anyway, that's where we're at with this stuff. So I thought maybe you'd be interested in seeing sometimes what you do with the lumber that you cut. Now those 2x12s, I can cut them, the ones that are right here, I can cut down to 2x6, I can make 2x4s out of them, I could make 2x8s, 2x10s. So it's not bad cutting the 2x12s. The only thing is they're a little bit heavy. And when you get to my age or older, heavy isn't your best friend. So a little bit of a nuisance dragging them around. I'm just glad that I had them stacked so I could pick them out with the backhoe. So anyhow, that's where I was getting most of the lumber from. Now I did have 2x4s cut, and you can see how nice this wood is. I mean, it's actually some really nice straight wood here. This has been drying outside for 2 years. It had a cover on the top of it, but it still gets stained from the weather. You can see like the one's lighter than the other one. These are lighter because they were deeper in the pile. But all of this stuff is cut from the sawmill. And when you think about it, if you add up the price of everything that I've got here as far as 2x4s go, you're probably looking at between $300 and $400, which for me it was just a matter of cutting the trees down and milling them. So it's not like, you know, I've spent a whole lot of money on this, but I'm just saying that's what you can do when you have the, you know, the sawmill. So anyway, that's where I'm going to be headed here in a little bit. And then I'll show you the walls when I have them nailed together. Okay guys, so I got that gun and stuff hooked up here. Now this is an older gun. It has a hose attached to it. What I used to use, I used to have a bunch of them. I still have quite a few of them, but I'm just saying. Alright, so anyway, I've marked off the floor joist. This is the 6-foot boards, and then these are the studs or the joists that go between. So they're at 2 foot on center, because you're only talking about 1, maybe 2 guys going to be in this thing, so this is going to be more than strong enough. So I'm going to nail these together, and then I'll show you what I got when I'm done with it. Okay guys, so you can see I got the tape on there, and this thing is right at 6 foot. So that means that these boards are 6 foot long, this board and the board that's right there. However, the ones in between here, and it's just common knowledge, but I'm saying it so you know it. These are 68 inches wide, or long, 5'8", and the reason for that is because I'm using full-size 2x. So you can see that that's a 2-inch board there, maybe a 16th shy from drying, but I'm still very close to the 6 foot that I want to be. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go ahead and nail them together. So for this, let me just show you the nails I had to get. You can't use a 3-inch nail on real 2x4s because you don't get any real depth if you do. This is a 3 1/4 inch nail, and that extra 1/4 of an inch helps it to stay together. So that's why I'm using these. I like these nail guns. I always did. This is a Senko gun. That's the brand of nail gun for framing that I like. But anyway, I'm just saying. So I'm going to nail that other board on there, and then that floor will basically be done. Okay guys, so after about an hour's work or so, the floor is nailed together, the studs, the back wall, and then one of the side walls. And I need to put another side wall together, and then the front wall and the roof. So I'm going to take a break now. It's lunchtime. So just to let you know how I'm making out here, there's a window in all the sides, door and a window in the one side, but it's not very big. The reason the 2x are hanging over on this is because that's the 6 foot. This wall I'm working on the top here is actually 5'4" wide, and then the other wall will go. This wall here that I just nailed together, this top one, goes between the front and the back wall, but it overhangs with that 4 inches sticking out, so it can be nailed down on the top plate. Not a lot to it. If you're a carpenter, you'll know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. I'm not going to worry about anything on the top of the windowsill there, on the very top of the header, because there's not much weight on this. I mean, it's only going to be, you have double regular size 2x4s there, and then there'll be 2x4s I think for the roof probably. So anyway, that's where I'm at this point. Okay guys, so there's the 4 walls. You can see 4 walls on the floor. Now this front wall is 8 foot tall, and there's going to be a foot of rise between the back wall and the front wall. So this is why I have this made, because one of the short walls will fit in here to grab a hold of this to strengthen the corners. So you can see I did that on both sides. There's 4 inches here to get the 2x4 wall to sit in there. Now I have to make the roof yet. So I didn't bother to do that at this point, but I will. I have to cut them, and I want to cut them out of 2x4s, I think. But I'll see what I have here. 2x4s would be good. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of stress on this thing. It's only 6x6. So I think that's what I'll do, but I'm not doing it today anymore. It's, I don't know, 4:30 actually. So I'm done for the day. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it.